Hi, hello, how you doing? I'm sick, I have a cold, I sound so funny, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. We're gonna get through it anyway. It'll be okay. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Bergstrom, and today we are going to be talking about the productive things that you can add to your morning routine to set yourself up for a more successful day, especially if you work from home or if you have an office job. These are some things that you can add to get yourself going, get yourself motivated, get yourself in the zone to be able to punch out a productive day. So if you want to learn what I do, let's get started. So the best place to probably start is figuring out what type of morning person you really are. You know, you have to be honest with yourself, because if you tell yourself that, yeah, I can set my alarm for 7:30 in the morning and as soon as it goes off, I'll just get out of bed, when in reality, you're the type of person who will hit snooze 3, 4, 5 times and you have to set multiple alarms because you hate getting out of bed. And that's me. You have to be honest with yourself. So here's what I do. I set an alarm for 5 minutes before the time that I know that I want to get up. Let's call it 7:30 in the morning. I set my alarm for 7:25. So that way I know I'll be able to snooze my alarm at least one time. It kind of gives me that illusion in my brain that I get to go back to sleep. I'm sleeping in a little bit, but I'm actually not losing any time from my morning routine that I've decided that I've set for myself. So when my alarm goes off at 7:30, I know I have to get out of bed. I've snoozed my alarm once. If I do it twice, 3 times, you're already setting yourself up to not have a productive day. So I try to limit my snoozing to once. And by doing this, I'm slowly trying to gain the habit of waking up the first time my alarm goes off. So when I set my alarm 5 minutes before the time that I actually want to get up, if I do happen to get up on the first alarm, I'm not up ridiculously earlier than I want it to be. It's only 5 minutes. I'll be able to spend that extra 5 minutes somewhere else down the road, and it's only beneficial. But the most important thing is you need to be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest, you're only going to set yourself up to fail. So once you've established what type of morning person you are, think about your time frame. Think about how much time do you have or do you want to have in the morning before work or whatever. For me, for example, I've figured out that everything that I want to achieve and get done before I start my day of work takes approximately 2 hours. So if I start work at 9:30 in the morning and I need 2 hours to get everything that I want to get done, I know that I need to be waking up at 7:30 in the morning. It'll be easier to start with thinking about how much time you currently already have. Do you have a certain amount of time? What time do you start work? What time do you currently wake up? Do you have any time that you're wasting or just spending on your phone scrolling through Instagram? Because I've been guilty of that myself. You know, sometimes it's really easy to get lost. If you have kids, you might have obligations that you already have to do, like packing lunches or getting the kids ready for school. And that could be when you consider your workday started, you know, when you have to start the grind of no more you time. I like to think the 2 hours that I have before my workday starts, since I work from home, it's my me time. It's the time I take to figure out what mindset I'm in, what mood I'm in, so that way I can better prepare myself for a productive day. Because if you are not in a good mindset, if you're in a bad mood, you're setting yourself up again for a non-productive day and you won't feel as successful at the end of it. Your mindset is such a huge important factor for those things and for those goals. So figure out how much time you have or want to have and base what time you wake up on that. Don't be unrealistic. If you start work at 6 o'clock in the morning and you think that you have to wake up at 4 a.m. just so that you can get that 2 hours of you time in, it doesn't have to work like that. And your productive morning routine could only be a half an hour. It's whatever you feel is beneficial for you and bettering yourself for that day and putting you in a good mindset for that day. So if you only have a half an hour, think of how you can squeeze those little things into that half an hour. Once you know approximately how much time you have to work with in the morning, you can pick the habits that you want to integrate into your life. The things that I like to do every morning include getting my coffee, doing some yoga so that way I can stretch, it relaxes my mind, and then I like to write in a journal so that way I can keep track of the things that I'm thinking, the thoughts that I have, and that way I can kind of piece together the jigsaw puzzle that my mind is sometimes. And it helps me get into a mindset that is going to help me be productive throughout the day. If you've ever watched any successful persons follow me around for a day or anything along those lines, I'd say a solid amount of them write in a daily journal so that way they can figure out what type of mindset they're in so they can put themselves into a good mindset. And they're doing that so they can continue being the awesome, successful people that they are. I also include putting my makeup on in my morning routine, so that way it kind of makes me feel like I'm put together. I'm ready for the day. If I have to go out or if I have to run an errand really quick, I look put together, I look ready to go. Oftentimes that helps you feel more productive and more on the ball. And that's why I enjoy doing it. Once you have your habits picked and you know what things you want to integrate into your life and you want to do more of, and you know how much time you have in the morning, you can break it down so you can see how much time you need to spend per habit that you want to integrate into your life. So when you're making your schedule, organize it in a way that's practical to your life. If when you wake up, the first thing you typically do is make a cup of coffee, write it in your schedule. When you wake up, 5 minutes later, you make a cup of coffee. That's what I do, and so I write it down in my schedule because it is something that I'm gonna spend about 10 minutes doing. And by writing down a schedule, you're helping yourself in the long run so that way you can see where your time is spent and the things that you want to achieve before your day even starts. And by having these self-improving habits in your schedule, you'll be able to slowly grow and improve the productivity that you are producing in your life. When you have your schedule written down, it encourages you to stick to it because you know that these are the things that you can achieve before work even starts, because you know that you have the time for it, you've written it down, you've blocked it off in your calendar, and it'll help you achieve those habits that much faster. At the end of the day, don't be afraid to mix it up. Try new things. If you've put some things in your morning routine that you feel like aren't benefiting your life at all, like yoga, for example, and you feel like it's not improving your life, you're not feeling better from it, you don't enjoy doing it, you don't have to do it. You don't have to keep it in your schedule forever, excluding it from your morning routine altogether. For me, the simple things like getting my coffee, doing my yoga, making sure that I'm writing down what's going on inside my mind so that way I can visually understand what's that craziness going on inside my head, and that way I can kind of organize it so I can think that much clearer. And those are the things that have helped improve my life. But you know, by mixing it up and putting new things in and taking things out that aren't working and trying to find new things that will work, keep experimenting, because eventually you're gonna find the morning routine that works for you and fits best for you and puts you on the path to having the most productive and successful day that you can have. And you shouldn't stay in a rut because that's what you feel like you're supposed to do, or what happy people or what successful people do. If it's not making you happy and it's not providing you success, stop. Once you have a productive morning routine that works for you and you're actually seeing improvement in your life and your productivity and you feel like you're getting more done and you're in a better mindset throughout the day, stick to that morning routine. Stick to those things, those habits that you've introduced into your life, because if you stick with those are what are gonna give you success. So I wish you all the best of luck in creating your productive morning routine, and I'll see you guys in the next one.